Are you homeschooling a child that learns differently? Are you considering homeschooling a child that learns differently? Do you have a unique learner? Do you have a child that you've tried to teach the concept over and over? They get it today, they don't get it tomorrow. Have you seen that sparkle and joy of learning leave your child's eyes? Maybe you've watched their self-esteem be knocked to the ground. Have you been advocating for your child on their behalf their whole life, to friends, to family, to teachers? My name's Diane. I'm a professionally certified educational therapist. But first of all, I was a homeschool mom for 25 years. I had the privilege of homeschooling our 5 children through high school with their different learning strengths and weaknesses. I'm thrilled to partner with HSLDA Canada as their exceptional needs specialist. It's my passion to help homeschoolers and homeschool families navigate this journey of homeschooling, especially with their unique learners. You see, I can relate because I too had a child that learned differently. I struggled to find creative ways to support his learning needs. How can I do it this time? And yeah, it wasn't easy. It wasn't always this bed of roses. There were tears, his and mine. There was frustration. There was hands up in the air, I quit moments. But hindsight is clear sight, and I can look back. It was good. It was worth it. You know, I meet homeschool parents or parents across the country and hear this story over and over. I need to rescue my child. They're drowning. I've lost my child. What has the education system done for these children? What have we as homeschoolers done for these children? What can we do now to support their learning journey so that we can help them reach their potential and beyond? Is homeschooling really a viable option? That's probably what you're asking and what brought you here. Will he or she ever catch up? What learning strategies do I need to use? Is it even possible? Where do I find help? How do I do that while I'm teaching my other children? All of these questions. I had a homeschool parent say to me once, you know, I chose to homeschool. I didn't choose to be their spec ed teacher, their remedial teacher. I don't know how to do that. You know, there are no simple answers, but I can tell you this. It's a journey, and you can do this. Really? Are you qualified? You know, you are your child's best teacher. You learned how to get them to where they are now. You worked through those sleepless nights, the temper tantrums, helping them ride their bike, the eating challenges. You were there through all of that, and therefore you know your child's strengths and you know their weaknesses. You know, a mother's love knows no bounds. That's what I find out. Homeschool moms will do what they can, and other moms too, to find resources and help, advocacy for their child, because you're the parent. And you will do anything to help your child reach their potential. So, you can dig deep within yourself to find a way to help your child. So let's talk about some important pieces of that puzzle. You know, identification is everything. Identification and acceptance. Getting rid of that blame game. It's not your fault. It's not that you've ruined your child because you haven't done anything yet. Your child is not lazy. They do want to please you. Perhaps it's just too hard. What about assessment? Do I find out what really is going on? And I say a resounding yes. We want to find out where the struggles are, where the strengths are, where the weaknesses are, understanding exactly, really confirming what you already know, but helping you, guide you along the journey to finding out, how do I help this child best? They're teaching strategies. What teaching strategies will I use? Is my child an auditory learner, a kinesthetic learner, a visual learner? Those are the words we've heard. And I would say to you, yes, sometimes one of those things is definitely the strength or the weakness. However, we want to use all of those pieces as we teach all of our children. It's best to learn auditorily, visually, kinesthetically for all of us. So what can we do to help our child who struggles more in one area or the other? And then there's the piece of movement for teaching strategies, getting your kids to move. They don't need to be sitting at a desk for hours and hours. We need them moving. They might need to learn their multiplication tables, climbing up the sides of a wall. They may need to learn to count by the riverside. We want to move, and we want to find as many ways as possible to help our child succeed. The piece of choosing curriculum, where do you begin? With assessment in hand, with understanding strengths and weaknesses, you can then choose curriculum based on their abilities, not on their grades. Putting aside your favorites, you may have to be the one to change in order to serve your child's needs. And I know that's hard work. If at first you don't succeed, try and try again. We try something new. We don't use the same thing over and over and kill it, but we think, how else can we do this? And then finally, there's an intervention piece. At what point can we ask for outside help in order to serve the best the needs of our child? Is there someone in your area that can help you, that can trade off with you so that you can serve this child best? I explain more of these puzzle pieces in more detail on my own website, gearlinkslearning.com, and you can check out that video. You know, most importantly, you want to find support. You want to join HSLDA, where you can get a free consultation with an exceptional needs specialist once a year, where you can get resources in the members section to help you navigate this journey of homeschooling your child that is unique, that learns differently. Maybe you'll find support in finding an educational therapist or an occupational therapist or a speech therapist. And yes, I know that's costly. However, this is what this child needs. And so let's look for, how do we support you as a parent to be able to do the best you can with outside resources? What about training? Perhaps you could get some more training in order to support your child so that you become their resource teacher because you've had some training. NILD Canada does do some of that training for educators, and you are an educator. Perhaps you want to look for, where do I find these resources to have a screening or an assessment? And so HSLDA will provide links of places where you can find the support that you need. There's also a Facebook group that I happen to monitor or arrange and talk to and navigate, and it's called Homeschooling Your Unique Learner in Canada. We'd love to see you join there, where you can find more support. So is homeschooling your unique learner a great choice? Yes. Why? Let's summarize this. There's individual instruction. I know you have a family. You don't have 30 students in your classroom. but you do have a family and a toddler and a teenager perhaps. But you can choose curriculum. You can find specific curriculum. You can find the exact needs and support them that your student has to support their learning needs. You get to focus in on their strengths and their interests. What is it that this child is most interested in? Let's encourage that interest. Let's show them, wow, you are amazing at this. In fact, probably exceeding some of your siblings, because that's where their strengths lie. Homeschooling this unique learner can reduce their anxiety. I know you're thinking there's lots of anxiety that happens in you or in your home, but the anxiety that happens for these students as they compete with their peers in a system is a challenge. And so we can reduce that in our homeschool. Let's make that happen. It's a time to build family relationships, to have this child that maybe is even more sensitive encourage their siblings, and vice versa. You're building family relationships for life. I saw that happen in my family. And yeah, you can use outside support, even within a school day. You don't have to send them off for some support after school. You can use your school day to find these places that is unique and important tool to helping your unique learner. Let's support our unique learners and help them soar to reach their potential and beyond their potential, even things we didn't think they could do. They are uniquely created, and they will become, or they may become, let me say, future Edisons and Einsteins, because they often have creative bents towards new learning, other things. Let's help them get there. But don't do this alone. HSLDA is here to help you and support you through those challenges. And remember this from Philippians 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You are not alone. We have Him. We have each other. Let's carry on this torch and support these learners to be the very best that they can be. God bless you on your journey of homeschooling.